Tune into the podcast where there's talking. If you drop it in the treehouse is where it stays.
So Glenn is from Canada. He's literally reporting live from a treehouse.
Yeah.
And I know this is crazy, but he built this. Well, Glenn, why don't you take over? Why don't you take over the show here?
I'll take over quickly. For my own podcast, welcome back to episode 2 of TREEHOUSE VIBIN. Today we got, I'm sorry, you just said your name. I feel like I've been saying it wrong this whole time. How do you say it? It's
okay. And my name is Alve.
Alve?
Yeah.
Okay,
perfect.
So we got we've got Alve this time with us. So our first guest on the show. Big round of applause and thank you for coming on. You might know him from TikTok as Are You Happy? His account is huge. He just hit 1 mil recently. He's doing a big thing with donations. We'll probably talk about that a bit later. But we're very happy to have you on the show today.
Dude, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored.
Yeah. And it's cool too because we're doing a live now. So we're live streaming and recording at the same time, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I'll be the first. This is kind of like a two-way interview, which is cool.
Okay.
You get to interview us and then we get to interview you.
Yeah.
So I guess one big thing from our podcast is talking about TikTok. It's very TikTok based. We want mainly just other TikTok stars coming on, but unique ones too. So not just dancers, just dancing. Someone who's someone who's sending a message kind of to the world, you know?
Yeah.
So what made you start on TikTok?
Well, I've been filmmaking my entire life. Filmmaking has been a huge part of my life. And from every which angle I could tackle that goal, I took. Yeah. Whether it be acting or writing or directing or short films, feature films. You know, I tried my best to sort of infiltrate the industry, and I worked at a studio for a while, but it was really just funding my own projects. And this was a project that I had seen a documentary for. There's a documentary that came out in the early 60s called Chronicle of a Summer.
Yeah, we watched your YouTube video, the one you have
yes.
pinned. So yeah, we watched and saw how there's a thing. But yeah, continue.
Exactly. So yeah, if you could see the YouTube channel, the video, which is one of my more popular videos, called "The Happiest Person in the World," kind of explains the whole story. But I saw this documentary where these two non-filmmakers went into the streets of Paris and asked strangers if they were happy. And I was like, oh, it would be really sick if I took that idea, but I went around the world with it. And I used it as an opportunity to explore different cultures, eat a lot of food, be in homes, and it's been the adventure of a lifetime. I've been through India, through the United States, through Europe. I've missed trains, missed planes, gotten sick, gotten in fights, gotten robbed. Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Whoa.
I want to know about the fights.
Yeah, those last two were crazy.
Yeah, I got robbed literally my first day in India. They took everything. And then my last day in India, I had to leave everything I came with at there. It was crazy, but look, I've learned that the happiest people have not always had the happiest lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that kind of the hard way. I had to have some really unhappy moments to realize, wow, when it's good, I appreciate it much more now.
Yeah. So when, for example, those things happen in India, when you got robbed, would you say that you were happy then? Or
that's a good question. I would say I was very unhappy. I remember that.
I would be surprised if you were happy while being robbed.
Exactly. I was pretty unhappy, especially since I had done a bunch of interviews the night before.
Yeah.
On my iPhone because I didn't have my camera with me, and they stole my phone and I lost all those interviews. This is one of the coolest interviews I had done.
Oh yeah.
And gone. I remember I like ran to my apartment or my Airbnb at the time to find with my location, and it was like in some random part of India, an hour away, and it was I just saw it leaving, and finally it like just turned off. Look, it's fine. There's so many things.
You're over it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm over it. There's so many things that you could be down about, whether it's personal things or worldly things. At the end of the day, you just have to you have to accept the fact that the world is too heavy for your shoulders to bear. Mm-hmm. And all the bad things that happen to you, is like you can't, I can't bear it. My shoulders are too weak.
That's why we do shoulder press.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been in those presses.
But I fully agree. And I don't know if it's since I found your account first, like way back in March. I think before that, though, I was even trying to get into this mindset, and your account just kind of like pushed me to do it more. And this is like something I tell everyone, but it's literally the best advice I could give, and it's just be happy. Like it's a hard thing to grasp, I think, but if you think about it in the long run, like if you think about everything you're doing and stuff and your future, when some little thing happens to you, yeah, it's upsetting in the moment, but try not to get so down on yourself. Try to look at like the bigger picture. Like the other week, or like it was last month, I was like carrying these heavy speakers for my brother, and like one fell and like just crushed my finger. Like it hurt so bad. Oh, okay. He needs a charger. I'm gonna go get that for him in a second. But yeah, crushed my finger, and I was like, at first my frustration was just insane. Like I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm so mad right now. Nobody's helping me. I've got a whole family inside, and they're just sitting watching TV, and I'm carrying these speakers. I was walking away. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna relax, take it easy. I'll be okay. And then, yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, that's equivalent to getting robbed in India.
Yeah, as soon as I
I'm
finished,
glad you can relate to him.
As soon as I finished,
well, in a way, your finger being crushed is more important than
your phone.
Not in the phone, but like famine in a third world country. And I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like the more important, the key to happiness is focusing more on your immediate circle. Everything from like your finger to your mom to your house to your neighborhood. Yeah. As opposed to like worldly things.
To Sean too. Sean's a big part. Sorry, do you want to talk about what just happened on the live?
What just happened on the live?
Who came on?
You want to give her a shout out?
Just talk about how it's like, it's just such a small world. It's crazy how she follows him and she's on his live.
I'm pretty sure it just puts it on your live.
So, okay, just start. I'm going to get you a charger.
I don't think he knows how Instagram lives work. Hi, Rita.
Tell him who's on the live.
Our friend from, we met a friend in the Mexico resort, and she's on the live right now. And
nice. Yeah, I have a couple friends from Mexican resorts.
Actually?
Yeah, couple in my day. I made a couple
any
Mexican resort friends. Yeah, of course, really good ones.
I really want to ask about the fights you had in India. Was it?
Yeah. Well, actually,
your whole demeanor just changed when I brought it up. So it's a good story.
Yeah. Look, I've learned through violence that violence is never the answer. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Like I'm not a violent person. Mm-hmm. But I made mistakes. What happened was I was headbutted in the face. I was trying to be silly. There might have been intoxicants involved, and I got a headbutt to the face. Luckily, there was more damage to the person that headbutted me.
He headbutted you wrong.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because he definitely cut my lip, but he cut open his forehead, and you know when you cut open your forehead, it just bleeds a bunch. So I just had a little bit of a cut on my lip, but his forehead was pretty bad.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, man.
But it's all right. It's all right.
But we're here now, and we're happy now.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all a part of the path, the journey, the happiness.
Yes, there's so true. There's so many things that happen along the way that I'm like, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why did I have to lose everything? Literally the day I arrived in India. You know, so many other setbacks in this journey, and it's only now that I realize, I had to go through those things.
Yeah, because when you get so low, there's nowhere to go but up. So
this project wasn't even supposed to happen. I got funding to do this project from another company, and literally the day before it was about to start, they backed out. They were like, hey, we're not gonna, we don't believe in this project anymore or whatever. And they gave me what's called a kill fee. And a kill fee is like an amount of money a company will give you to basically like go away. And so I took that money and I used it to just make the project myself. And when they backed out, I was like, oh wow, like why is this happening to me? But now I realize it was supposed to happen because now I have my own company, I have my own merch. I'm not sharing it with some strange company.
Oh, are you talking about? Sorry, I just ran through my whole house to grab a charger. I just left abruptly. Look at my vocabulary improving from last time.
Abruptly, the new word for Glenn.
Last time on when we were filming, Sean said arrogant, and I couldn't give a definition, so I felt bad. But sorry, were you just talking about the sponsors and stuff? How you were getting like sponsors?
So the story with Are You Happy is like I started shooting in February, but like February of 2019, and then November, December. Yeah, that's when I started shooting.
Okay.
But November, December, January, like November, December 2018, January 2019, I was prepping this project with another company. They hired me to do other stuff for them, in the past. And, they came up to me, they're like, hey, do you have any other ideas? And I was like, well, I have this idea of traveling around the world and asking people if they were happy. And they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And we worked on it together. They wanted to get some, big influencer to host it. And literally the day before, everybody was supposed to fly out to start this project. This influencer, me, who I was in Europe at the time, I got a call and they're like, hey, we're backing out of this. We're not interested in the project anymore. We don't think it'll reach an audience. And so they gave me a kill fee. And a kill fee is like, if you work long enough with a company on a project and the project never goes through, then they basically give you money for the amount that you worked. And I had this money in my hand. It wasn't much. It was $2,000. And it was like, and the original budget for the show was like $30K. And it was like, do I hold on to this money, this kill fee, just pocket it and, whatever, work on the next project, or do I just do the project myself? And at the time, the reason I'm talking about it is because like later on, I realized why that had to happen. But at the time I was like, why is this happening to me? This project is great. It's gold. People will love it. And why is this company backing out? So many unanswered questions. And now that, when I decided to do it on my own, I realized now that that had to happen because now I have my own company and my own merch and it's all my idea.
Yeah.
So, it ended up working out. Thank God.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is crazy. That's another thing. And like for me, and I realized this like years ago, and I always try to like think about it, but you just can't have any regrets. And here's the thing with you, it's not like with what happened, it was really like your fault or like you caused the like company to like kill the project, whatever. But you just said like, it was meant to be. Now you have your own company, you have your own merch, all that. And that's just a big thing that I think you just can't have any regrets. If you do something and at the time you're thinking like, oh, what did I just do? Like, this is so bad. It's not going to stick for however many years in the future, unless it's like, I don't know, you like murdered someone. I don't know. But no,
But everything passes. Everything, even like,
murder
of course,
charges.
yeah, even murder charges. You do your time, you get out, or you stay there and you die. Everything fades, the good and the bad.
Exactly. So there's no reason to stress. So especially over little things that you've done and that you're like ashamed of or disappointed in at the time, it's just pointless.
Right. 100%. I totally agree.
Something else I wanted to say just now. I can't remember.
It's good that you told us that you can't remember it, though.
Right? Oh,
Yo, it's
How's that water treating you guys?
very nicely.
It's great. We were parched.
The one thing about the treehouse is, so it has a clear roof, which isn't ideal because when the sun comes in, there's a harder time like getting out, like the greenhouse effect, right?
It's a harder time getting out, you said?
Like the sun, like the heat from the sun comes in through the clear roof, because it's a clear roof. It's not like solid or anything. It's flat. It's just like clear plastic.
It's like a window, ceiling window.
Yeah. So the sun comes in, but like the heat can't get out. Like, you know, the greenhouse effect?
Right.
How like sun comes into the earth, but then not all of the radiation leaves because of all the gas and stuff. It's the same.
Dude, look at your vocab. Dude.
Grade
To
10,
me, I don't-
grade 10 biology. I don't know.
to be
why-
honest, I don't know about the greenhouse effect, but now I know.
Now
Listen,
you know.
he was in grade 10 bio like last year, so the fact that we don't remember is fine because he was just learned this stuff.
I am younger than both of you. But hey, I learned this in like grade 10 maybe, grade 9, who knows?
It's grade 10 bio.
Doesn't matter, I didn't take. But yeah, so it gets really hot. So we have a fan in here, but we don't like to turn it on while we're recording because it's
Static.
yeah, you could hear it in the back. Our next investment for the treehouse is a silent fan.
I like that. You just reminded me, by the way. For those people that are just joining the
If
live,
it gets hot, you tried your best.
I'm gonna let them know like what is happening.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Some of my friends are on here. The last guy,
Nice.
Jacob, who just said, just say it gets hot, you tried your best. I don't want to say fuck you necessarily, but
Thanks, Jacob.
all right, go for it.
You think he's still on? You think he heard
Let
us?
him explain.
oh, the treehouse, man.
Oh yeah, just pin that.
Okay, how do I do that?
Treehouse man. You know, I just turned
We should have called
18.
the podcast
Big
Treehouse
1-8.
Man, and Sean's there too.
Oh, I saw your video where you were looking for like ideas,
Yeah, so
James, yeah.
and now I don't even remember. But I was looking through the comments, and there was one that was so good.
there's one that was really funny, and it was the most liked one, which I liked, and it was like Glenn and Sean sitting in a tree.
Oh yes, that was
The one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like we're gonna kiss. Yeah.
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 So I thought about just making it sitting in a tree, and then I was like, the only reason we thought about not going with it is because we thought it might be too long. So we were like, whatever, we'll go with treehouse vibing. But it was really funny.
I wanted it 2 guys in a treehouse.
What if it's like me and you sitting in a tree, and the you is the person that you interview. I don't know.
Oh.
But it does sound intimate.
Oh.
That's okay. Well,
I think
it's too
intimate
late.
is fine. I didn't see the big deal, but you know.
We're gonna cut that part out so no one thinks there's a better idea for it. No, just kidding. But yeah, we went with treehouse vibing. No, we'll have other people in here.
Didn't you say you also have a podcast? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, so the podcast is the Are You Happy podcast, and basically what it is, like, especially people on Instagram, actually it's only Instagram, I get a constant stream of people answering the Are You Happy question themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They send me a DM with a voice message, then I take that voice message and I put it on the podcast, I didn't think anything would really happen with it, but people love it. People love listening to other people's answers. So yeah, it's like a half-hour podcast every Wednesday, and I'll do like a little intro and a little outro, but the majority of the podcast is like Instagram voice messages of people answering the question. Link in bio.
Cool. You want to steal that from him?
No, we're original.
We'll come up with something.
I think we're original because
we'll
we're
video call your fans.
video call. We could do
Has
that.
that been done on podcasts?
Probably. How do you react when you get? Because I've seen these before on your TikTok, like voice messages and stuff. And there's ones where they're sad. Like sometimes they're like, I'm not happy. Like things are going so like bad for me right now, and they just kind of like explain why. So how do you react to that?
Well, to be honest, like at first of all, I have to shut down. Like when I interview people in real life, I can't get emotional about it. And then same thing with the voice messages. But when people first started sending them, I would get like nervous, scared, sad, whatever. And then my girl listens to them, and she'll tell me which ones are, I should really listen to. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of people on the live, so
Yeah.
But yeah, I listen to them. I listen to the good ones.
Only the good ones. You listen, and then halfway through, you're like, yeah, this is not the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds
Yeah.
too happy. He's already there. I can't get him there.
He's like,
already there.
oh, he's one-upping my happiness.
He's like, what? This guy seems happier than me. Turn it off.
You could already tell he's happier though because he has a girl. Oh,
it's glitched.
Yeah, wait. I'll come back in a sec.
Just mid-smile. It's so
Cute. But I can still hear you. Every like good ideas.
Wait.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, it's
Yeah, we're back.
We were
So
just it froze on you smiling.
It froze on you
so
smiling.
Cute.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
It was a cute smile. I wish you were in the treehouse with us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh god.
No, every time you smile, it's so bright that it glitches our computer. It just freezes on your smile.
Yeah. Imagine the effect I have on people in real life.
Oh my God,
I know what to
can't
do.
imagine. Yeah, if we had you here, the whole treehouse would just shut down.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Nah, I wish we could have you up here.
Where are you based?
I'm in Connecticut, which is East Coast, right next to New York.
It's very fun.
I was so off. I don't know. I knew, like you told me where you were from way back in March, and for some reason I was thinking Utah. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm from Utah because like one of my more popular videos is from Utah.
Uh-huh.
And people are always like, hey, I'm in Utah too, come through. I'm like, bro, I'm not in Utah. I was in Utah.
Is the one in Utah? Is it the guy who invited you to his house?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the one.
Got it.
Who invited you to their house?
Well, it was like it was one of the first few days I started shooting, and I was interviewing people at like Zion National Park, and I was interviewing this girl, and this guy next to her was like, "Oh, if you really want to go to a happy place, go to the sand dunes, which is basically like the desert in Utah, and that's where people go off-roading and dirt biking or whatever." And so I went there, and as I'm pulling in, this guy is like about to leave the sand dunes. And before he left, I was like, yo, I'm making this documentary. Can I ask you this question? And he's like, oh, I'm extremely happy. Serving other people makes me happy. This really positive answer. And then he's like, he's like, put the camera down. Makes me put the camera down. He asked me who I am, what I'm doing, trying to figure out if I have any hidden agenda. And then he's like, all right, you can put the camera on. And he's like, this is what I want to do. I want to invite you to my house. And let you know like what really makes me happy. And I was like, oh God, this stranger wants to show me at his house what makes him happy. And I was a little weirded out, but
sounds like the start of a porno.
Sick. Not only like it's like an illegal porn. It's like porn you shouldn't be watching.
It's like the one where you feel like you're peeking in on somebody's life. Like it's like uncomfortable.
Bro, I don't know what kind of porno you're watching, but I'm telling you a story of an old man inviting a young boy to his house.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm way off base here. I don't know. I misread. I read into it too hard. It's my fault.
Okay. Let's take this sweet story and make it sweet again.
Yeah. So he invited me to his house.
I'm sorry. You just killed me. Okay.
It was really cool. Like he talked to me about life, and he made me feel really good inside. And then he invited me for pizza, and we had pizza. We ate, and then we said our goodbyes.
Have you spoken to him since?
He made me make him a promise. He said, whatever you do, wherever you go, I want you to reach back out to me after you read the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon.
Did you read it?
No. I told him I would though, and I will.
One day.
I will.
Eventually.
Yeah. Wolf and Rose, is so good to see you here. Wolf and Rose is you have people who support you, support the mission, check in the comments, and there's some people that you remember because they're always there, and Wolf and Rose is one of those people.
I have a couple of those too on my TikTok. Yeah, I was just reading Wolf and Rose's thing though, where she went porno, like where is this live going?
Yeah,
it's going the right way. That's how you know.
Oh, she's sweet.
Yeah, she's awesome.
That I'm so glad I got to catch this. Thank you. Yeah.
Jeez, Purple Hearts, the best hearts.
Book of Mormon, isn't that a play too?
Yeah, it's a play. The Book of Mormon is like the Bible of Mormonism. Well, they have the Holy Bible, but then this like additional text. It's a religious text for the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Did he say why he wanted you to read that specific text?
Well, his belief in God was a huge source of his happiness, and he wanted me to understand that. And unfortunately, I didn't have the time to like go to a temple. Because he was inviting me to his temple, and I would have gone, but he's like, okay, if you can't go to the temple, that's fine. But I'd love for you at least to just read this book so you could understand a little better, and I will, because I do want to read. I like reading religious texts.
Check if it's on Audible. You can listen to the audiobook version.
Yeah.
That's likely reading it to you.
This episode sponsored by Audible.
Yeah, if Audible would sponsor us, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I have so many recommendations.
You recorded that though last year then, yeah?
2019.
Yeah, I recorded that February of 2019.
Okay. Because I think that might have been one of the first videos I saw, honestly, from your account. It's when I honestly started like following you when you kind of like just, I think you were at like 200,000, so not too many videos. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah,
yeah. A lot of people. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just, when I saw it first, I was like, oh no way, he's like out going around right now talking to people, going to their houses with the whole pandemic and stuff. It's like, fool, it's crazy. But yeah. But yeah, I didn't know you started it last year.
This was
yeah.
2019.
Have you been interviewing people during like the last couple of months?
Yeah, definitely. Nothing has really slowed me down. I've been continuing the interviews. I've had a lot of footage from when I shot, so I didn't really need to go out. Yo, D, close that door.
Yeah, D.
I didn't really need to.
No, I'll love D. D, I love you. I'm sorry. Just go down.
You can't hear. You're coming through the AirPods.
It's okay. I'm sure you'll pass.
Oh yeah. So I shot a bunch of footage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a delay, but it's all good. I
think we're good. So yeah, you said you're shooting footage.
So I shot a bunch of footage prior to coronavirus happening.
Mhm.
And I basically had enough to make it through, like to upload every day and get to probably, I started uploading in March. Actually, I started uploading in April. And it got me all like through the summer. Like in August, I had to start really going out and interviewing people.
Yeah. There you go. That is good.
Wolf and Roses is mad funny. Wolf and Roses goes,
LMAO,
he loves the D.
We're going back to the name of the podcast.
Wait, where did she say this? Oh, he loves the D. Oh.
On IG.
I can confirm that. No, I can't. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so at this point, this podcast is a porno. Because first you guys are talking. Now I'm yelling, I love the D.
I don't know what you're
Now
talking
Wolf and
about.
Rose is supporting it. We got viewers watching this. Like, I don't know. We might get canceled after this episode, to
For
be
what?
honest.
For being a porno?
Yeah, I hope so.
Being
Being
alive.
canceled is like a badge of honor. I got banned from going live on IG on TikTok.
For
Oh,
doing
actually?
what?
Hey, hold on one second.
Yeah, go for it. What do you get banned for?
Yeah.
I went live yesterday for like 5 minutes. I was watching the Raptors game. I was like, no, this is so boring.
On TikTok Live?
Bro, guess what? You know, it's funny we're actually talking about this because guess what the Are You Happy guy was banned for permanently, forever on TikTok? Serious pornography.
Wait, which Are You Happy guy? Like you?
Me, yeah, my account
Yeah.
banned from going live on TikTok, and the
Uh-huh.
reason is serious pornography.
What?
Of course, I've never shown anything related to porn on my account. Of course not. But for some reason, I don't know. And I've tried every which way to get it unbanned, but whatever. I honestly don't care.
What the hell?
That's really weird. 'cause
I don't even have a reaction.
I remember the guy, Josh Richards, showed his butt on live and everyone was complaining, but he didn't get banned.
It's crazy. Look, bro, TikTok is like porn light. No hate against TikTok. I love TikTok, but it's like you open TikTok and what do you see? Not only do you see, but it's like that, underage girls, and extremely provocative.
More specifically, yeah.
Yes.
You know, whatever. I don't own the app. Whatever. But
Don't
it's like
start
you're
being
really gonna,
something you're not, you know?
No,
But you
it-
know, go ahead.
it is crazy. First of all, underage girls, like yeah, you're saying there are so many like traps on TikTok because you might be scrolling through. I'm not saying anything like explicit, but somebody might be scrolling through and they see like a girl and they're like, oh wow, she's like attractive, like she's hot. They go on her account and it's like 15 years old, and you're like, in America it's even crazier because the age of consent is 18 there, right?
Yeah.
Here it's 16. But
Wow.
there's certain things and restrictions and stuff.
Yeah, Glenn really looked into it after joining TikTok.
Yeah, there's a trend, and let me know if I'm the only one that notices this, but there's a trend with like Netflix shows, teen shows, TikTok, in the media where it's like sexual things and underage kids. Like I'm watching Stranger Things, like, oh, this is a good show, and then I realize it's like 14-year-olds making out, and I'm like, whoa, what am I watching
Oh, in
here? And
season
like,
3.
yeah, and then it's like, you know, so many shows on Netflix that like, you know, my little brother watches, my cousin watches, and they're like teens. I'm like, and you think because the actors are over 18, you're watching it and you're like, oh, this is this is normal, just two people making out in a bed half naked, and then. And it's like, whoa, you know, what is going on here? And it's not just talk to it. Look, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't watch those shows. I don't watch those videos. But, you know, now that I'm a victim of being banned for serious pornography, it makes me wonder, like, what the hell?
Yeah, what's normal, what's not. Here, with Stranger Things, first of all, I love the show. Like it's a good
really
show.
good.
But I never thought about it in that sense where like you've got like the little kids, like 14-year-olds, like making out and stuff. That, in my opinion, isn't like, I don't want to get canceled, isn't like horrible, because if you think about it, like in real life, some people
Yeah, I was 14,
yeah
but I mean, don't like okay, there's one thing of doing it. Like teens, hormones, whatever. You
Yeah.
do it. But it's another thing where you record it
yeah
and like make
and,
it a
like,
show.
yeah. So with that,
That's
like
another.
I could see like both sides, but there are some really questionable things. Like, did you see the show about little kids wanting to learn how to twerk?
Is that a movie or a show? I still don't understand what that is.
It was a show.
Is it a show? Cuties or something? Is it?
Oh yeah, something like that. So basically, so you haven't heard of it, right?
No.
Okay. So basically, I saw it on
It's a
Instagram
big
one
thing
day,
on TikTok.
and it's like this show. It's like this show where these little girls want to start to like learn to dance and like want to be part of like this dance group or something. I don't know the exact thing, but basically they're encouraged in the show to learn how to twerk. Like, it's not reality TV, but they're like 11 years old, like 10 years old.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like a heightened
ridiculous.
sexual reality. for that
And at
show,
first I
yeah.
saw it on Instagram, like just a post where like people want to cancel Netflix. And I was like, at first I was like, why? It's just a show, like whatever. And I always go to the comments and like read what other people think. I started reading what people think, and I'm like, I just thought to myself, wow, how did I think that? How was I like, yeah, it's just a show about kids twerking? Like, no, that's fucked.
They actually got though like little like 10-year-old, 11-year-old actresses to like twerk on camera though. Like that's kind of
Yeah,
questionable entertainment.
And like, who's responsible for this?
yeah, that's like what goes through some people's mind.
Complaining they can't see you.
And like YouTube has been caught a bunch of times. Like YouTube has a YouTube Kids app, which is, okay, I guess it's filtering out some content from YouTube for the kids. But they've been caught a bunch of times. Like these YouTube kid creators have been sneaking in weird things.
Oh, really?
Videos. I don't know the details, but I know that they were caught doing it. And it's just like, when I have kids one day, I'm not going to let them watch
Yeah.
any
like
media
this.
for,
Yeah.
for a long time.
No TikTok for my kids.
Definitely not. And it's only going to get worse. It's not like it's going to get more conservative.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I don't think so.
Really? You don't think it'll just keep bouncing from one end of the extreme to the other, to being super conservative, to being like the complete opposite and back and forth between every generation?
It totally could, but if you look at the progression of media, like in the 50s, it was extremely controversial that Elvis was rocking, like shaking his hips on camera. Like that was an issue. They had to frame away from it. They couldn't show it. And think about Elvis shaking his hips to where we are now. I think it'll arrive to a point where it's like things like OnlyFans, porn in general, sexualization, all these things will just be the norm
It won't be taboo
for
anymore.
media.
Yeah.
Like it'll come to a point where it's like, yeah, I have an OnlyFans. What's wrong with that?
You think we'll have OnlyFans at one point? You think we'll?
I don't know.
It's
To be
easy
honest,
money.
I
Don't
don't-
get me wrong, but like it like comes at the cost of self-respect. But then, what's self-respect when you're earning $100K a month for showing pictures of your body?
Right. Like even like we're joking about it, but that's how things go. Like there are certain things you and I won't joke about because they're too far out, they're too messed up.
Oh, yeah.
But we've gotten to a point where OnlyFans, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, there's money and you lose something. So that's how everything goes. Everything goes from being taboo to a joke to a norm. It's like online dating, taboo. Tinder, it's funny. Now it's like, oh yeah, we met on Tinder, now we have 2 kids.
Yeah, literally. I know one of my friends literally met like her like boyfriend through Tinder, and it was just supposed to be like a one-night stand.
And then they dated for
Something like
2
that.
years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy that how things progress. What I find is, actually, what I wanted to say first though, the good thing I think about TikTok in some sense, and any platform really, is they have an algorithm, so at least you could like narrow it down to certain things you like, and not this like extremist things where it's like super bad, like why are you watching this? So my For You page, like on TikTok, for example, consists of now a big trend is, two big trends are post the video, use the sound to post the video, the last video before COVID, and the other one is like, oh, put the last 5 pictures from your camera roll.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, nice, on the Same For You page. So
I don't
at
follow
least,
any of those trends, honestly. I feel like I lucked out. Like none of the, I'm sure a TikTok guru would be like, you need to, reposition your content to adhere to the trends. And I'm sure that would bump up my views. But what I feel like gets followers, or what makes me happy, is making content I feel creative with, I feel original with, and comfortable with. So luckily I just bypass these trends.
yeah, and that's good for you. With me, it's a little different because I'll say it now. Everyone followed me for my treehouse. Since then, my followers have been going like gradually downhill, and I understand that. I knew that happened right away. I knew people wanted to see the treehouse. The treehouse done. They don't need to see it anymore. So for me, TikTok is more like actually like a job now. So I'm posting videos trying to keep my audience going until this takes off. This is an idea that I'm happy with. This is what I want to do.
What is the idea?
So like having different TikTok stars on
Okay.
like a podcast kind of come on. So I'm talking with another account right now. She's actually from Toronto. So we'll have like our first like in-person kind of guest. But that's what I want to do. I want to make something where I interview / just have conversations with people from TikTok that are funny, that other people want to see, that other people want to get like a more of an insight to, instead of trying to follow like these trends and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
but some of the trends are kind of dumb, like with the whole like last 5 pictures thing. Some of them, there's no way that it's those are the last 5
Oh,
pictures.
of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Glenn wants some realism to his trends.
If I were to do that, I was like, I'm curious, what are the last 5 pictures of myself in my camera roll? And they were the same 5 photos, just taken over and over again. Because there's like me and a group of friends, and we just got several pictures. So if I were to actually post my last 5 photos, it would just be the same picture, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I really doubt that someone is posting those.
I actually have like another
That's what's
TikTok
wrong with
account.
TikTok.
Yeah, go ahead. You have another account?
Yeah, well, I have 2 other accounts
That's
that
how he
are.
gets all his likes. And he goes and he just shares it nonstop.
So one of them is like a spin-off of Are You Happy? It's for like the Happy People Foundation, where I'm raising money for the school bus. And then another one that I don't make public anywhere is like a like TikTok advice. Where I like give like real advice. Like I basically give like actual solid advice for how to grow your TikTok.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Wait.
Yeah.
The Zoom reconnect.
And I always tell people there, it's like don't follow the trends, because as soon as you start doing the trend, it's already over. You might so you get a boost. So you get 100,000 views on your video. Then what?
Yeah.
What then?
Yeah,
If you're not
you do it again, you
activating
repeat
your
the
audience,
process.
That
it's like, Glenn, you know this, dude. You know that it doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers. If you like one good, like what did Kanye say? One good girl is worth 1,000 bitches.
Ooh.
So one good follower is worth 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
The thing is, Kanye in those lyrics
So
is talking about Kim Kardashian. So
I don't care if I have 1 million followers. I'd rather have 1,000. I always tell my the audience on my other account, it's like, don't worry about your follower numbers. Worry about having a connection with your followers, DMing them. Like if you have 1,000 followers, then it froze. But basically, like, you guys froze on Zoom. I don't know if you can still hear me, but point is like, followers don't, like, the number of followers don't matter. It's the relationship that matters.
Yes. Thank God we heard all that.
Consistency, continuity. Yeah.
You were like glitching like back and forth, but the audio is coming through, so I'm just happy we heard all that. No, I agree, and that's a thing with TikTok. Like if you post a trend, sure it blows up, you get a bit of followers and stuff from it, but everyone else is doing that same trend. Unless you put like kind of like a twist to that trend and like you have your own style of like comedy or something. Like there's like I don't know if you know Jericho on TikTok, but I follow him.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, but he's got like a different kind of like sense of humor. Like it's kind of like dumb humor, but like it's funny. So he'll do the trend, but like he'll make it funny in his own way compared to like other like people doing it. But yeah, you do a trend, it blows up, you get a couple of followers, but everyone else is doing that same trend. Which is why I really like to follow people. Like when I first found I don't follow a lot of people on TikTok. But when I first saw your account, I was like, okay, I have to follow him. This is like way different than trends or dances and stuff. This is someone actually having like, I don't know. Oh, like a staple. Like a staple. They actually have something like they're doing that's interesting that you want to like follow up. There's another account. Her name is Only JS. She always tells a bunch of like fun facts like in the camera or like psychology facts and stuff. That's like her whole thing. I really want her on the show too. But it's also more original. It's not just something I'm gonna see like on my For You page. So I love my For You page. Like I love seeing some of these like videos. They are funny, but I won't really go out of my way and like follow these people. I'd rather follow something where I could go on like my following page and see some more like original content, like something different.
It's basically like, what would you want to see? Like if you were, if you weren't making content. Always, the best part of being a son, you gotta help mom open a jar. Oh, bro, if I don't open this jar on camera.
Come on. Oh, you have to open it now.
Hold on, because it's wet, so hold on.
Sorry.
Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, she can't hear me. Just do that.
Ooh.
Yes, big
I was gonna say you can pass it here and I can open it for you.
So yeah, you got to make content that you would want to see. Like if you didn't have this treehouse, would you personally want to watch a show with interviews happening in a treehouse?
If they're good, yeah.
Wait, sorry, what was your question? I was just reading Wolf and Roses, so she's still on the live, which is awesome.
Yeah, Wolf and Roses. Yeah, it's wet. It's wet.
Oh yeah, it's wet.
But it's awesome. She was just saying how a lot of people she knows from TikTok first blew up from doing their own thing, which is like what we were saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question about the treehouse?
Well, just going off of what you were saying earlier, it's like I feel like the key is not following trends. It's making content that you would actually want to see.
Yeah.
So it's like I personally would want to see a dude asking strangers if they were happy, just because it'd be interesting to see. I also would like love the story of an awesome treehouse being built, the city trying to shut it down, the builder being like, nah, I'm gonna do it. He finishes it. He gets cool TikTokers to be in it. They talk. And then in the back of your head, it's like the viewer, it's like if this were a movie, in the back of the head, it's like the bad man is right around the corner because it's like it could be shut down at any moment. The whole thing could come down. The city could come down. It's like, I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, because I was going to say, like, first you were just saying how, like, oh, this guy built a tree house. He had a bunch of problems with the city. I was going to say, if you just stop there, my next point was going to be like, okay, but where does it go from then? Like, he finishes the treehouse, now what? So, yeah. But then you elaborated more. So, hoping for the best. Fingers crossed.
Bro, go ahead.
Technically, just gonna do a little self-expose. Hopefully nobody from the city sees this. Actually, I did take it down. Wink, wink.
We're actually in his garage right now. We just put the.
I see. Yeah, you did
But-
take it down. Yep.
Actually, I'm not sure if we need to anymore, really. Like, we got a notice we were supposed to, and we were just like, maybe we don't need to. And my dad kind of talked with our neighbors, because it's mainly like the parents that have problems with each other. They have 4 kids too, and one of them's my age. We're actually going to the same school together too.
It's Romeo and Juliet, basically.
But my dad talked to their parents a bit, and they kind of like cleared some things out. And then I talked to the guy my age, and then dude, I want a treehouse. But yeah, I talked to the guy my age, and I asked him if he could talk to his parents, and they could maybe like take back the complaint. So maybe they did that, and maybe that's why the city got off our ass. Who knows?
Bro, just going off that followers thing. I like mad random people are making it big on TikTok.
Yeah.
Including myself.
Mm.
Including like you and I have no business with having 1 million followers.
No, definitely not. Even if it's going down, it still motivates me to like post, to try and keep them, and to do this. Like, I spent a shit ton of money not only on building it, but then like buying mics. I bought an extra mic too, just so we could get someone else in here. I went out and bought this table. I like drove like down like 40 minutes to get it. So yeah.
I think our society is on a trajectory where everybody will have 1 million followers.
Yeah. I actually understand that, because you see people, like I see people like on my For You page or something like that, and like you click on them, and they have like, even if it's just 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
Before TikTok, if it was just like YouTube or Instagram, no, there wouldn't be this many people that have like 100,000 followers, right? Because it's a lot easier to go viral to gain these followers. So I definitely agree that people
about IG, like our friends, like my personal IG, I have 340 followers.
Yeah.
That's not a little.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't have any business having 1 follower. Jesus had 7 followers, and we're still talking.
Well, that was what famous was back then.
Right. So everybody's gonna be famous. There will be no privacy. Everybody will have an OnlyFans. Everybody will have all their info out. You love it. You're like yes, can't wait. I'm waiting for my elementary school teachers to get it OnlyFans.
After this interview, I'm gonna start up my OnlyFans. I'm gonna Photoshop my face onto Chris Evans shirtless.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, photoshopping face, freaking what's that thing called? Deepfake. Well, deepfake. You guys heard about this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No way, what's deepfake? I have not. Oh.
It like
Shall I or shall you?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like, all right, if I get every single footage that exists of Glenn, I'll have it from all angles. So I'll be able to recreate Glenn's face in a computer. Him being sad, him being angry. So what people have been doing is they've been getting like footage of Tom Cruise. Now Tom Cruise has been everywhere. So there's movies of him, all different emotions. They put all that into a computer, and the computer basically is like, you could type sad Tom Cruise and you show, you'll see like a 3D rendering of sad face. So now you have all that. Now if I want to Photoshop my Tom Cruise's face onto my face, basically I just record footage of myself talking, making a sad face, making an angry face, and then I tell the computer, okay, every emotion I make, take Tom Cruise's face and put it on mine. Short answer is basically you'll be able to cheat anybody's face and voice onto your own. It's pretty crazy.
My mom sends me so many videos of her using deepfake, like her as Jack Sparrow or her as like some other freaking stuff. It's so creepy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But yeah, so basically I'm deep faking my face onto Chris Evans shirtless. It's not Chris Evans' face, I'm deep faking myself.
You know who did that? I watched this thing. I got YouTube Premium, just a free trial. But I found out I didn't know they had this. They have like certain special like YouTube shows and stuff if you have premium. And I watched this
Cobra
thing.
Kai?
What?
Cobra Kai.
No. But I watched this like special about AI, and Will I Am is doing this thing where he wants to have like a virtual print of himself. So they did like what you kind of said, but they did like actually he got like professionals, like big people,
Yeah.
smart people. I don't know what they're called. Not smart people, but they are smart. But they took like a bunch of photos of him, like all different expressions, eyebrows down, like sad face, closed eyes, whatever. And they record a bunch of like his sayings and stuff too. So they recorded him saying a bunch of different phrases, and then they made like a virtual thing of himself, and they could like talk to like. Obviously, it's not fully like advanced yet, but they could talk to him and be like,
It's crazy.
this virtual stuff, and be like, "Where are you from?" And he'll say it, and like his face will make like the expressions for
It's
it.
so crazy.
No, technology is crazy. Technology.
Life is crazy.
I had an idea for an exhibit. I was actually working on it before this whole thing popped off.
Ooh.
Pandemic thing.
Someone on the live, everyone on the live just got really scared.
David said something up there.
So I had this idea for an exhibit. 'Cause I also do like fine art as well, like painting and stuff, video exhibits. So I had this idea where you would have an exhibit that you go into, you sit down, you record your voice saying a few different sentences, you record your face in various different expressions, then you enter into like a theater sort of setting, and you watch a movie with like you're in the movie. Yeah, it was pretty sick. And then like you could also do it in a group setting where you and your boys could go record your face, and then you watch the movie a few minutes later, and you guys are in like an action
Or in like an action movie, yeah. That is kind of cool. It's just, I think, well, I don't know how you guys know more about deep face, but like what's like accurate, I guess, is it? Like, does it really look like you're on the person's like, other body, or is the face kind of like?
Well, nothing's perfect, but it's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember Fast 7 where Paul Walker died, but they
They
digitally
used his
put him
brother. Yeah.
and it looked kind of, you could tell it's kind of off.
Yeah.
So that was like what 7 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago, yeah.
But that's a little different
So
too.
it's gotten much better.
Yeah, it definitely has. That's a little different too, because they had his brother and they just like put effects on his face, kind of. But still, I do agree with what you're saying. That was like, wait, there we go. Yeah. Man, I can't wait for Fast 9.
I can wait.
Yeah, I can wait too.
I can't. Well, I can, because they have progressively. Fuck, now I'm being peer pressured to what? To say I can wait. No, I just really like the movies, but it is kind of going downhill. It's goofy. Yeah. A little bit. Sean, can I ask you, are you happy?
I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. Are you kidding me?
Why?
Because I had to wake up at 9 a.m. today. But I got to hang out with you guys, so it's.
What time do you usually wake up?
Oh, I think, what time is it
Late.
right now? I probably would
9
have
a.m.
woken
is
up like,
perfectly reasonable.
I think I would have woken up like 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
I wake up usually, well, like during summer, I think, during quarantine, I'd wake up around 10, 11, just because I hate waking up late. I feel like so
too.
much of my day is wasted.
Well,
Yes.
Glenn, what is an average day for you?
Okay, now, well, I'm moving to school tomorrow, first of all. Yeah, tomorrow. So it's going to be different once like school starts up. But since quarantine started, I'll say I'll go over like the last 2 weeks, especially with like the podcast going and stuff too. So it's been like waking up. I'll go downstairs, have breakfast, watch like some TV while I eat because I don't like just eating. So I'll usually watch something, and then I'll go start working like on my own stuff. So I'll work on the like podcast a bit. I'll either like write down ideas or look for who I want to have next on the show and like message them. Go through the footage because we filmed the last episode last week. So like I do some work on that, and then school's starting, so I usually do some like work around school. I try to go through my emails because I do have some coming in. I have one company who emailed me and they actually want to like, they want me to sponsor them, or they want to sponsor me, I guess. So that's cool. And then I don't know, like that's the heavy work, but usually in between all that. Oh wait, one sec.
That sounds like a real fun day.
Wait. Ask. I know you just asked a question because I heard it from my phone. But the computer froze.
Yeah. Hold on. First, let me just. I'm gonna end the live because I only get an hour on here.
Okay.
So guys, where will they be able to watch this? Watch the rest of this interview once it gets uploaded.
So it's gonna be on YouTube, and it's also gonna be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's Treehouse Vibin. Without
Treehouse Vibin. All right, so podcast called Treehouse Vibin to listen to the full interview. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
Check out the account at Glenn that I'm going live with.
Check out Sean's account too. You'll see him tagged in all of my photos pretty much. He's my photographer, so.
Great.
Yeah.
If you want to support the show, a portion of these proceeds go to buying a handicap accessible school bus for a special needs school. So merch link in bio. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you later. Peace.
Yeah. Everyone watching from like the podcast or YouTube or whatever, watching like our end of it, make sure you donate too. It's for a really good cause. I'll let you explain in a sec, but we'll make sure to put the link either in the description. We'll edit the link into the video too if you're watching it. And then, yeah, but if you want to explain what it's for, because I'm sure you could explain it a lot better than me.
Yeah, so there's this special needs school in Albania. It's kind of nestled in the mountains. And the students have to walk to school every day, which would be fine, except for they have a few handicapped students who are in wheelchairs. So getting to school is difficult, especially during the winter. And a lot of times the school has to shut down during the winter due to lack of transportation. Point is, I want to try and fix that problem by donating a handicap accessible school bus to them.
Yeah.
So I've been raising money on my TikTok. I know it'll happen eventually. It's been slow, but however much time it takes doesn't matter. But the overall goal is I created a nonprofit organization called the Happy People Foundation. And I've raised money for causes on my account before, and after doing it one time, I realized all the scams associated with nonprofit or donation sort of causes. For example, like, if you want to raise money for a cause, you're probably going to use GoFundMe, Kickstarter, whatever. I feel like GoFundMe should change its name to GoFuckMe because that's what they do. Like they take like a huge cut of proceeds from people raising money. Like they don't care about causes; they care about their cut. So I created like my own GoFundMe. It's called happypeople.me. And it's not open to anybody else. It's open to this, where 100% of all donations goes to the cause. There's no cut. And with GoFundMe or GoFuckMe and Kickstarter or whatever, they only accept certain methods of payment because they have deals with these companies. With happypeople.me, it's literally any sort of payment, whether it be Venmo or Cash App or PayPal or debit card, or you want to mail a check, whatever it is, there's no limit. And if there's one that I missed, let me know and I'll put it there. And this is just our first initiative.
Yeah.
The other scam thing I realized with these nonprofit organizations is like you have like I think it's like Susie Corman breast cancer, like that big like pink ribbon thing. You've seen it everywhere.
Yeah.
That is the biggest scam you've ever seen. They
Oh, yeah?
literally like upwards of 90% of all donations go to things like marketing, salaries for the people that work for the company, research. Like very little goes to the actual cause. And you know, there's a video on that explaining all the details of how big of a scam they are on my page. So with this nonprofit, I'm like, I don't want to change the world. I don't want to cure cancer. I don't want to, feed a starving nation, because all those goals are usually associated with scams. I want to create a real tangible difference in a family's life, a school's, a school's life, one person's life. Like you're so hungry it hurts. Your lawnmower broke. You're late on rent, and your family's about to be displaced. Your school needs a handicap accessible bus, or else it has to shut down. Your son with leukemia needs a chest to protect needs a vest. These are all things that will come down the pipeline. That's how I'm listing them. And like those are the issues I want to tackle with this nonprofit. Because things like I remember as a kid watching these infomercials where it's like a bearded dude sitting with an emaciated African child on his lap, and he's like 25 cents a day will feed this child. I'm like, dude, you have a camera crew. You've got like 20 people deep in this starving village. And what are you doing? Why don't you feed the kid? And it's just like, ever since I was a kid, I kind of saw through that BS. And I don't want 25 cents a day to feed a starving kid. I'm not going to save a starving village, but I want to make real change. I want to hand the money to the person who needs it.
Yeah. And it's good because even if it's not like you're saying, all these like scam organizations who are covering like a big major issue, like compared to just like giving like a school bus, I will say those big organizations compared to that, it is like a smaller thing, but every small thing helps, especially if it's not a scam and all the proceeds are just going right to the cause and helping fix it. Because once you get that school bus to them, once you give all like the profits, the proceeds to them, you're on to the next issue. Or you keep this issue going, and it just gets better and better, and more people get aware of it, and it's not a scam. So it all works out.
Say that last part again?
Last part is just like, once you get that school bus to them, you either move on to the next cause, or you keep growing this cause and keep helping it, and it's still good because it's not a scam, and all these donations are going right to them directly.
Exactly. There's a certain, and by the way, I like when I do something, I get obsessed with it. So I never thought I'd be obsessed with nonprofit organizations like 501(c)(3)s, but I'm officially obsessed, and I'm on the case. There's a certain scam, I won't say which for fear of being canceled, but there's a certain scam that a lot of people have been putting link to in their bios. And like, I support major causes. I support these causes.
I feel like I know what he's talking about
but
too.
you click on these links, which you support the cause, obviously. But you go to, it's like where the part where you give your money, just look at what you're actually giving your money. It's like $5 million raised for this cause. It's like, great. Yes, this cause needs help. So where's the money going to? And it's like, you look at it, it's like lawyer fees, salaries, rent for these. It's like, wait, this cause that you have, which is noble and great, what exactly do you need the money for?
Yeah.
Are you feeding somebody? Are you whatever? The bigger a company, the more apt to scam.
I really wish you were here so you could like whisper it, but I feel like both of us
You know
are
exactly
like,
what I'm talking about.
yeah,
People know what I'm talking about.
we know. One thing with regards to like money too, I was talking about this with my friends yesterday. I want to say, it smells bad in here because I hosted like a little poker night in here, so definitely.
What does it smell like?
Skunk? Smoke skunk, yeah.
Good.
Because I
It smells like strippers and
I don't smoke, and at first when they came over, I was like, no, if you guys want to smoke, like, make sure you go like out. There's like a roof. There's like a second part of the treehouse that's outside. But then I realized, like, when I have other people in here, if they want to smoke, if they want to drink something, I'm not gonna stop them. Like, I want it to be like a space where they can do whatever. But what I was saying about money
Yeah.
is there's so many big people in the world with so much money. So I was just telling them all about like the NBA, for example.
Mm.
And they boycotted their games. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I understand that can make a difference. It raises awareness, kind of. But if they have so much money, if they're getting paid like such a big income, such a big salary, why don't they use that and help the cause in their own ways? And some do. Some do. Like LeBron James has like his school. He opened up, like, I forget what it's for exactly, but he opened up a school. Some do donate. Some do very good like awareness like campaigns and stuff. But a lot of them, like, yes, boycotting a game definitely does help. Yes, ending the season definitely does help because people like want to watch that, and people will try to like fix the issue in order to get what they like back. But I just think there's better ways. And I saw this thing. I don't know if any of you saw it, but LeBron was warming up, and I hope I don't get canceled. Actually, I can't for this. LeBron was warming up in a shirt. I saw it like on a meme page. So it was more of like a meme, like a funny thing. But then if you think about it seriously, it actually makes sense. So LeBron was warming up in a shirt, and it said "Vote or Die." Did you guys see it? Did you see it? No,
I did not see that.
Okay, it said "Vote or Die," and then
Is that vote? Like VOTE?
VOTE. So like
Mhm.
for the election and stuff, or die, right? And then like, and then there's like a reply to it, or like a comment or something, and it was like, LeBron, I'm 12 years old, I can't vote, but I don't want to die. So it was like a funny response, right? Like it was like
Perfect.
right, but then you think about it seriously,
Love that.
and these like NBA stars, these other sports stars, these movie stars or whatever, when they're sending a message like that, they have so many little kids looking up to them, right? They have little kids like 12-year-olds looking up to them, and they're sending a message, vote or die. It's like he literally can't vote. These little kids can't vote, but they look up to you. There's a better way of sending a message, in my opinion, and it's just not.
Bro,
covered.
he knows. He knows there's gonna be 12-year-olds looking at him.
Yeah.
It's all about fear. It's like he's trying to instill fear. But look, the whole thing with the NBA is obviously ratings have been down now that they're playing in this weird bubble thing, and
Yeah,
nobody cares anymore about
I definitely
their
think
stories. You know,
some people are like, oh, ratings are down because of all this, like all these political issues and stuff. I don't think it has to do with that, to be honest. I think it's because there's such a long break, and now they're in the bubble, and people can't go to like live games and stuff either. I think it's just because of that. Because even myself, who's like a big NBA fan, sometimes like I'm like, oh, right, there's a game today. I want to go watch that. Like, but yeah, continue.
and they suck now. They suck. Like compared to how high the talent used to be. Now you have some stars, but people like don't care about these stars anymore. Like we were saying earlier, everybody's gonna be famous. There is no more Leonardo DiCaprio. LeBron James is the last of his kind.
We
These
got
people are
Timothy
losing
Chalamet now.
relevancy, so they have to. Yeah, but nobody cared. Like literally, like people used to freak out if they saw Tom Cruise or Leonardo DiCaprio. Nobody cares about these people anymore.
You don't think people
Nobody
freak
like
out
looks
anymore?
up to them.
What did you say?
You don't think people
No.
freak out anymore when they see like Timothy Chalamet or Justin Bieber?
I think.
No.
I think.
Well,
That's
like Justin Bieber is like the last of his kind. He's like with like there will not be another Justin Bieber. Like even like Charlie, right? Charlie is the #1 TikTok star. She's got 85 fake like 85 million, whatever.
Fake followers.
The majority of people, like when she goes out, she might be recognized by a couple of kids, but like the majority of her day is just normal. Like nobody cares, and the reason is like it's become decentralized. It used to be one movie everybody watched, Titanic, like the movie of the year. It used to be one show everybody watched, one game everybody watched. Now everybody's got their own game. And so the audiences are spread.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everybody's got their own Leonardo DiCaprio now. He has to get on his knees and do the Chad Boseman thing.
oh, there we go. Wait, we're just waiting. I just clicked. Oh, there we go. I do agree somewhat, but I also have to disagree because my dad's on the phone. He's moving around. Using his hotspot. Ah, he's frozen. Okay, there we go. There we go. I do agree, but I have to disagree somewhat.
Okay.
And it depends also on where you look to, because like in terms of like TikTok, like Charlie you were saying, she does get recognized a lot in like public, but it's her own audience. It's her own little thing. With movie stars and stuff, if they're like big movie stars that like we watch, yeah, but also the movie industry is growing a lot. Like new actors coming into the game will get recognized, but I think not as much as like big actors now. With like sports,
Like name one hit band that was made within the past, I don't know, 10 years.
That one, the one.
Like one band that's like, oh, Maroon 5 or like Coldplay.
You know more. I feel like you can know more.
No, there's just like the Wallows are pretty good.
Yeah, the Wallows aren't, I guess, but I don't listen to them that much.
So
Yeah.
the Wallows, and I have my own bands. Oh, I just found this band. They came out in 2015, and they're awesome. They're my favorite band, but it's like nobody's heard of the Wallows relative to how many people listen. Name an actor that does like Leonardo DiCaprio numbers from 99.
An actor that does big numbers. Well, first
And
of all,
I like it. I like that this is happening because I've lived in LA for 5 years. I've worked in the industry, and I'm sick of these people.
you're sick of DiCaprio.
I'm just not happy with the
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect mine, but it's not showing up. Sorry,
Can you hear me?
one sec. Yeah. I'm just trying to change the Wi-Fi thing. Yeah, frozen.
Frozen.
Do you see mine coming up?
My personal hotspot's off. I don't know why it says it's on.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. What is going on? Wi-Fi looking for networks. Sean's iPhone. Why? Why though? It's weird.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there we go. One sec. I'm sweating. I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Better work. Oh, this. Join. Why isn't invalid password? What's wrong?
Just to us.
Join. Please.
We're at an hour and 21 now.
Yeah, I know. Why? It's not wrong though. Oh,
Are
was
you
it?
serious? Like how?
Well, we have this at least.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, there we go.
Can you
I
hear
just
me?
connected. Yeah.
Cool.
I was just checking the recording quickly too.
Yeah, it's still recording.
An hour and
So
14
I think we're
minutes.
good.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Just put it to record now too. We'll say some part, like cut out that little black square or something. We'll cut this part out. Edit it. Yeah, we'll probably wrap up in a bit too.
All right, sounds good.
Just because, but with your thing,
How's it look?
good. Yeah. Mints. Back on track. Big issue with recording in the treehouse is like the Wi-Fi doesn't really reach all the way here. So I was using like my dad's hotspot because he's got like unlimited. And I think he started talking on the phone.
Okay.
So I just connected mine. Where you were saying like another big actor, right?
He said he's
Yeah.
tired. Well, there's still movie stars. I think like Dwayne Johnson racks up big numbers.
Dwayne Johnson is a joke, dude.
Nah, yeah,
Really?
Don't get me wrong. I don't really fuck with the whole thing happening with Dwayne Johnson. It's kind of like
Well, I
making things worse.
I don't even the COVID joke thing. But like I was looking at his account because it's a big deal that Dwayne Johnson got this COVID. But he has 120 million followers on IG.
That's a lot.
His videos do 1 million, 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's a big disparity. But like those followers are fake. And everybody knows these celebrities have like fake numbers, but they're fake when you're just not doing the numbers. You're not matching. Okay, if he had 120 million, if he did, I don't know, 50 million, 100 million a video, you'd be like, okay, 20 million, weren't on the app that day.
Are you talking about YouTube or his lives?
His IG videos.
Or just IG videos?
Okay, yeah.
Like that's a big disparity. And I mean that guy is on his way out as well. But let's just pull up Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I've met him and it's all good.
You met him?
Damn.
All right, 196 million.
Damn, that's a
His videos 220,000, 5.3 mil, 2 mil, 8 mil, 2 mil. Where are the 110 million other people? That's a lot of people to just randomly not show up to your video.
Yeah. So like, so again, I will say agree in the sense that like everyone's getting famous, and like it is harder to like catch one certain audience because you're famous and you have these followers, but they're also going to be following so many other people, right?
Exactly.
And during this whole conversation, what I realized, I think one thing is that us three are getting older. So we have like our own stars, right? Like we have like okay, Robert Downey Jr., for example. He's huge. Like you can't say.
Yeah, but he's also like 60 years old.
And he's
Yeah, exactly.
5'7".
Exactly.
He's been huge. Yeah, he's 5'7". I worked for him. He was my first job out of LA.
Whoa.
Yeah, I worked for his production
Whoa.
company.
Nice.
Yeah, and everybody there was a jerk. I'll say it. Everybody there was a jerk. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't fuck with indie sets.
Actually, he was fine. He was actually pretty cool, but everybody who worked there was like so mean.
Damn.
It's like, what is
They
going
all
on
have
here?
big egos because they're working for RDJ.
Yeah, there's two Rob. I'll blast. I don't care. Like he's got enough. There were two Robs there. There were two Robs. So it's Robert Downey Jr. and another Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And so one time it was like, I was like, what did they tell me? They were like, Rob is coming, so make sure the garage is open and make sure everything's all set. And I'm like, which Rob? And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, there's two Robs. Maybe now I'm like, I should have known it was the Robert.
Yeah.
But I was just asking a simple question. It's like, there's two Robs that work here. One is Robert Downey Jr., the owner of the company, and the other one is just some dude.
Robert, not Downey
so.
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, damn, that's actually jokes. But yeah, I understand like people in general, some people respond like this to me too. You could just respond nicer. You don't have to go, are you serious?
Yeah,
There's just such a
No, I'm just
come
pulling
on.
a prank on you right now. Of course it's not serious. Look, how many cameras are around you. What do you mean am I serious? Are you serious?
I should have done that. That's so funny. I should have said that.
But yeah, so he's like big, but he's big for us. There's a whole new generation coming, and I feel like they're gonna have their own like big things going for them too. In terms of music and bands and stuff, I think it's the same thing with how music evolved from like even the 90s, for example, even like 2010s, you could say. There were big like music stars then, and some carried on to like, sorry, no, 2010, 2000. Some carried on to like the last decade we had. Some just started off in the last decade, and they'll carry on to the next decade. But some music stars from like 2000, from the 2000s, like I don't know why she comes first in my head, but like Carly Rae Jepsen. I don't know why she came
Yeah,
first.
well,
in my
she's
head.
Canadian and she's like an internet star.
Okay, so sure. But like she didn't really like I don't think she was very like big or important in 2010. So I feel like with each generation comes like a new set of famous big people too. And like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they were like they had like their own big like they had their own big bands, they had their own like big things that we don't really know now, right? Like we do know of them, and the next generations will know of like our like big stars, and will want to watch movies and listen to this music, blah blah blah, so on and so on. But there's going to be that new generation that comes where they have like their own new stars, their own new music, stuff like that. But I agree with you, and especially with the population growing too, and with technology growing and social media platforms and privacy getting harder to actually like be privacy, there are going to be a lot more like big people and a lot more big stars, which will make it harder for certain people, exceptional people, to like stand out. Like you have to be exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
John's here just listening. He's like, okay.
No,
I mean, I kind of disagree, but like it's all good. Like,
But yeah,
because
it's fine. We're allowed to disagree.
Yeah, of course.
There's nobody stopping us.
I know 10 years from now, my mom will have 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
And
I think so.
everybody will just have like, just a nice 10K.
All right.
And
We're holding.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
and then it's like brands will reach out to her and be like, oh, we'd love for you to, to take a picture with our soap. And then she's like, oh, sure, it's money. And then they'll give her more and more money. And then before you know it, everybody's got brand deals. And like you can't say certain things when you have a brand deal. So all of a sudden you have
You're more like censored.
brands and companies controlling the people.
Yeah, censored. Censored is a good word for it. Even without brands and company controlling like people and stuff, I feel like everything is more censored now, just because of cancel culture and people being sensitive. Like there's some things I see, and I'm like, are you kidding? Like, are you really that sensitive? Are you really that butthurt about this small little thing that you're gonna complain today and forget about it tomorrow? Like Sean's one of those people.
there's this guy that just got banned off TikTok, like completely banned, like 2 million followers, and all he did was he did duets.
Oh, yeah. My friend was telling me about that yesterday. Continue though. Sorry.
All he does is do duets. And he doesn't speak, doesn't say anything. He just gives his reaction, smiling, laughing. And he was doing a lot of duets with gay people where he would just do a straight face. And that was discrimination, and he got permanently banned.
Yeah. It was like one video. My friend told me a little different thing. I don't know. I didn't follow up on it. But he either had a straight face or like he made like one like facial reaction to like somebody being gay or something. And he banned. Like what?
People need something to complain about. It's just,
No, literally. Like people don't have.
Everyone finds a reason to complain about you. You give them the most slightest reason, it'll be the biggest reason for them. Like,
Yeah.
there's no escaping it.
Also, like TikTok, the app has advertisers. And,
Yeah.
you know, as soon as somebody calls TikTok homophobic, then their whole business, you know, might tank. The TikTok could be canceled.
Mhm.
So they also have to be super sharp with their censorship.
Yeah.
It's
Everything has
messed
to
up.
be so careful.
My long-term goal is to like happypeople.me, which is now collecting donations for this nonprofit. 100% donations go to the cause. I also want it to be the hub of Are You Happy, the show, where I don't have to worry about TikTok banning me from live or YouTube, whatever. Like I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I just want it to be my website. And if that means I have 1% of my audience left, I don't care. I would rather, I sleep better at night knowing that I don't have to worry about TikTok, waking up and TikTok banning me.
Yeah. That's fair.
I should probably
Fair enough.
focus more on doing that.
Well, got a whole, this is just a start. You started last year, you got a whole lot of time left. All right. Well, my phone's going to run out of data.
So you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I think it's
let's
a good place to wrap it up. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
First guest ever. So big shout out to Are You Happy? Make sure you give him a follow.
Here's the time.
yeah, we'll put it down. Like we'll put it down right here. Like, Are You Happy? For anyone watching the video. But we'll definitely want you back on the show eventually. We'd love to have you back. And yeah, just thank you for coming out. Thank you for being an amazing guest.
Guys, thank you for the invite. The show is going to be big, so I appreciate I'm honored to be the first. Best of luck to you guys. We'll talk soon.